So I'll be explaining red teaming versus blue team. So basically, what is a red team and what is a blue team, and why are there two type of teams, and where are they? Basically, red teaming and blue teaming is an type of practice which is done in cybersecurity. So any organization which is which has some which business of any organization basically, because cybersecurity is a need now, be it for a small organization, be it for a large organization, be it for a tech giant, be it for a local business. So anyways, red team and blue team. So red team is basically they are offensive. We have a network of our organization and we are trying to break in. That is the basic idea of a red team. They are offensive, and they try to act in such a way like a hacker and attacker would do, to gain access, to gain data of to gain important stuff, important data, important access, permissions, high permissions of an organization which is the target. And on the other side, the blue team is the defensive side of an organization, which is always trying to build up its defenses. So what the role of a blue team is, they are defensively focused. So what they do, they architect a network and they try to maintain it, and also continuously try to increase the defensiveness, because we may try to create some type of defense, but since the human brain is not perfect, so each time there may be some little thing that is left out, for which an attacker can target that and get access of our organization. And that is where data breaches may occur and cause millions and millions of loss for an organization, and eventually removal of the team. So there are three type of teams. There is a red team, blue team, and a purple team. So red team and blue team, the red team is constantly trying to get into the organization, and the blue team is constantly trying to defend the organization, the network of the organization. And if the red team succeeds or the blue team succeeds, they tell each other, they come together and they tell each other that so and so was the thing which we implemented, and that is how we won. We were successful in either attacking or defending. So the other team understands, gathers resources, does research, tests, and then again tries to get into the network or defend the network. So by an continual iterative approach, which is going by one by one by one. So what happens is the network of the organization becomes very secure. The security keeps on building on each iteration. So that is a big plus point of this red-blue teaming. So that is the basic job of a purple team. So how red team functions? Basically, they are people hired. There is a cybersecurity cell or a cybersecurity team inside an organization. They are also developers, coders, but who are cybersecurity networking oriented. So what they do is, this red team always tries to find different type of ways, find different type of techniques, learn about different type of offensive techniques, so that they can breach into their own company's network. They can compromise and get into the network, but not actually compromise it on a public basis. On a local private basis, they try to compromise the network, and understand that that is the loophole of the network. That is the loophole of our organization's system, and that is where we may get breached. So this is what the red team does. It will always try to exploit the system. Now this may be done by people hired by the organization, or may be done by freelancers who are white hat hackers. So by the consent of the organization, some freelancers or some person working in some other organization, which is rare, but mostly freelancers, they come in together and they try to hack into the system. And once they are successful, they inform the organization that so and so was the case, and that is how we breached into the system. And they get paid for what they are done, and that is how the blue team gets intel. That this is the problem. This is where we are defensively. We are not optimum. We are not the almost near to perfect or perfect. So that is the red team. So uh, red team may try to do different type of things, such as it will try penetration testing, uh, physical security breach, penetration testing, physical security breach, physically getting into the data center or whatever servers or office area is there, getting trying to get in through wireless access, then active directory exploits, email and phishing. This is the most common method which is used by attackers. That's basically black hat hackers. So then vulnerable file systems, file servers. For example, say a Word document. A Word document can have say for example for a Windows system, it can have a PowerShell script inside it. So as soon as the document is opened, the script runs, and that creates a backdoor for the hacker to get in. Then social engineering. This is one of the thing. Having a full type of armor around us, we have everything perfect. And say for example it's an iron armor. You see the old type of armors that had a this triangle type of stuff shape like this, and there was a little hole to see outside, the medieval age type of armors. So that type of defense we have made, but the little hole is where that arrow can get in, and usually that hole is social engineering. We have everything set up, but we did a little mistake. We posted some picture somewhere. We did something to reveal a little bit of information about our organization or about something about the person himself, and somehow the hacker got access to the administrator's personal PC. So there he's getting access to the organization, or he's the person working there is posting some type of photo, and this type photo was posted on a social platform. So that can reveal something. Usually, social platforms remove the metadata of the photo, but in case if that photo was posted on a non on such a platform where this metadata is not removed, now in that case, where is the current? There is a coordinate of that area. Who is clicking that photo? Everything is recorded inside that photo, and that can reveal quite a lot for initial access. Then basically we have some red team tools, and how red teaming takes place. The methodology. There is one simple flow which goes. First, they divided into 6 stages. First stage is the reconnaissance. Reconnaissance basically gathering intel so that I can understand what type of target system I have to get into. This is basically done via some tools such as Nmap, GoBuster, OSINT. OSINT actually is a framework which is very nice. One can get so much information just by open source intelligence. Then goes into weaponization. Then on stage 2, delivery, getting initial access. Then exploitation, creating a backdoor. Then installation of scripts, trojans, malwares. Then command and control, basically stage 5, getting command over things, privilege escalation. and then continued persistence, making sure that I have continued access to the system, to the organization's network, so that I can carry my operations whatever I can do, and that is what basically the attacker is has a motive. He usually it is on money. They ask for money, but sometimes there is a revenge type of thing. A person who was previously working at an organization and something bad happened to him, or he was removed from, or he was fired for some cause, for something, and now he had some access, he had some knowledge about his system of the organization, and he's trying to take revenge by leaking data. That is also one thing. Then coming to blue teams, so like the red team is trying to go offensive, the blue team is totally defensive. So as soon as now they are constantly, blue teams are searching for new type of scripts, algorithms that hackers are trying to get into, are developing to get into systems, to get into networks. So basically, for example, if some organization is breached, which is not my organization, but I'm in a blue team in my organization basically. So seeing from their mistake, I try to get a little bit of intel about what happened. So in case something similar happens in my case, I'm already alert that what to do, how they're going to go forward with the initial access with privilege acceleration, how they're going to do. So I can in the offensive in their offensive progress, I may counteract in such a way that their progress is stopped at one point, and eventually they are pushed out. So that is the basic agenda of a blue team. So this is basically done in also 3 stages: assessing the current inventory of the organization, what type of things I have, what type is my infrastructure, what type of security policies I have, what I have to maintain, developing, basically documenting a lot of stuff. Basically, a SOC analyst has to go over in different types of logs through the daily routine. He has a daily routine of doing all this. Daily, he's going through logs and logs of lots and lots of logs. That is there something malicious or um, something unusual happening. This is basically done by automated script and also a physical person who is also constantly monitoring these logs. In case something happens, then the issue is escalated to the higher authority so that measures can be taken. So basically, they always develop internal policies for their security. Basically, even access for internal loads. A server is connected to some other server internally. There's a private network. Still, the private network should not be kept full open. Only the single type of port, single type of service that is going to happen, only that particular type is open for use. And basically, this is it's a continuous cycle, like a circle, keeps going on. Basically, starting from unknown, like I don't know anything, to getting to know little bit. Then this is okay. I know a little bit about this, but I cannot define what is this, what type of issue, what type of problem, what type of issue this is. Then from that to defining, then to implementing and integrating into my network, into my system, so that I my system becomes more secure. So it's a continuous cycle, just like DevOps, which goes like this, like an infinity. Deploy, monitor, test, learn about it more, develop, and the cycle goes on. Similarly, for a blue team. That is what is basically the idea of red teaming and blue teaming is to create an iterative approach for an organization so that their network can be secure. Alright, so that is the basic concept of blue teaming and red teaming. Thank you.